Hey y'all, long time no see. It has been a really long time since we've done a garden tour, and it is almost into summer now. It is June 6th today of 2025, and we're gonna have summer in like 2 weeks. So I guess this is a very late spring garden tour, but it was so pretty this year. I'm so sad that I didn't get more video because it was so pretty. All of these sunflowers, by the way, were planted by the birds. They did so good, and I'm so happy about this. That was one of the really big benefits of not doing the ground cover this year, is that turned out great. And I'm trying to remember if I did this garden bed, the flower garden area here that we have, if I did that last year or in 2023. I can't remember which, but it is doing so good. Everything is just getting bigger and bigger because I have mostly perennials in here. So these are hibiscus that I grew from seed, and then this is a perennial sunflower. There's more of them in the back here. I can show that some of them have fell down. That's the only negative, is they do kind of fall down a little bit. I need to get something to trellis them up, but some of them are so tall. They're like literally as tall as me this year, but they are a perennial sunflower called Maximilian sunflowers. So we have all of that. Some new things. I had got a few plants at the farm store that they had on sale. This is the butterfly weed, and I also have some seeds put in here. I believe this is going to be crocosmia. It was actually one of the bulbs in the bags that we got that actually seemed to make it. Most of them did not. I'm trying to remember. I think this is echinacea, and I started it from seed last year. What else do we have in here? Oh, we did have a poppy back here, but it's almost done. I don't know if you can see the little bit of red there. We'll see it whenever we go around. We got the woolly lamb's ear here. It is so beautiful, and I love whenever it flowers, the purple. And I also was able to find a little pack of petunias, and I have some here. I did have another one back there, and it was in bad shape, so it didn't make it, but it was clearance plants, so you know, that's the way clearance plants are. We have Shasta daisies here. This is going to be bee balm. It's usually a lot bigger, but it's smaller, so it's okay though. And then here's more woolly lamb's ear, and this is yarrow. I had got this plant at the garden center, and I think I'm trying to remember, I think it was 2 years ago, and last year I broke it up into like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different plants, and they're all massive. So that is the good thing about perennials, is you can just like keep breaking them up. So I've really liked that. This is more echinacea that we started for seed, and I'm so excited. I have always wanted echinacea, and I've struggled with it so much, so I'm really excited to see those bloom. And I got more butterfly weed here, and these are all the tops from the daffodils. They're pretty much done. We got all kinds of different zinnias, and these just come up. I think they're from the zinnias last year. I'm not mistaken. Something's going on with the birds. They're upset. But they're so pretty. I love zinnias. They have so much color. You can see all the color there. Something new that I just got that I'm really excited about is this blue sage plant. They're supposed to get pretty big and have really pretty flowers and just do really good here in the South. We are in Arkansas, and we have really dry and hot summers. We have been almost 90 degrees for quite some time, and yeah, so summer pretty much has already started here. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show something we did do. Is we had this windmill. We probably had this thing like 10 years or more, and we had it in the back, and I decided to move it this year and put it here, and underneath it I have a clearance for Cynthia that I planted in there, and then I put comfrey around it too to try and help with the weeds. That I think is starting to help a lot. I believe this is like black-eyed Susan or rudbeckia. This, I honestly have no idea what it is, and it may just be a weed, but we will find out. But look how tall the Maximilian sunflowers are. They are so big, and I think that's mostly what I have here. Oh yeah, we'll go see the poppies. They're really pretty, but they don't last very long. That's the only negative. But they are really pretty, and more of the Maximilian sunflowers. There's so many of those, and I tried to plant like normal sunflowers in here. I guess there is one. It's just really sad here. I don't know if you can see that, but I tried to plant them, and it's kind of the same problem I had last year, is there just isn't enough of sun, I guess. So those didn't make it. Oh yeah, and I got a foxglove there too. I tried to get all perennials. So we'll move on to the garden here. And it was really, really pretty. I had all of the peas up, but for some, I guess because we got so hot so fast, they like were done really early. Usually it's like mid-June whenever I take them all down, but they were really pretty. I don't know if I can find a picture of it. I don't know that I have like one up close. I have one like further away with like my normal picture that I take every week. But yeah, that's all down, and hopefully we have more things coming up. I have several cherry tomatoes down here. I'm pretty sure I have like Riesentraub. I also did I think it's called a blue zucchini or striped zucchini or squash. I think it actually is striped squash. I just got them at Walmart, and those are coming up. And like I said, I don't really know what all these sunflowers are. They're just ones that the birds planted, and it's been super nice. And I know I think I got a Sweetheart cherry tomato, and these are Sun Gold cherry tomatoes, but we have even more of the squash, and there is a lot of the Malabar spinach. I used to only have it on this first arbor here, and if you look down, it has like made its way all the way down. And something that was so cool, I kind of moved it earlier today because we have storms coming in, but look at that Malabar spinach just held that tomato plant up. I just love that so much. So I'm gonna wrap it around again and make it nice and get it all secured for the storms coming. But I thought that was so cool that it did that, and that's kind of a really good symbiotic relationship there. And I'm not sure what I had here. I had got so I'm just gonna be honest here. I was really on a budget this year, and I bought a lot of seeds from the Dollar Tree because, you know, they're like $1/4 a pack. And some years those are really good, and other years they are not. And unfortunately, this is one of the years where they're not for me. So I had to go to Walmart had already quit selling seeds. So I went to the farm store and found a few other things. So I had to replant almost all of my arbor. But these are, I believe, the moonflowers. I loved that last year. That was really cool. So we have that, and I'm trying to remember. I know I did have Rampicante squash here. That's what I planted first, and I'm trying to remember what it was that I planted here. I didn't take very good notes that day. And then I have some other type of squash here, and hopefully they will grow really big. This squash here is a volunteer, and I'm gonna try and back up and let you see. Like, it goes all the way down. It's like taking up all of these arbors. I think they're like 4 foot wide here, plus the gaps in between. So it is really long, and it's putting on little squash all over. I thought it was coming off here. I guess it's just a little side shoot there. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start training it to go up because it is taking over all of that. But that is so cool. So I'm really excited about that. And this is my catnip plant that I've had in here for years, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger. And I thought, like, kind of for uniformity, this year I did the daffodils, and then I went and got what were they called? I can't remember what they're called. Anyways, like, it's not irises. It's bothering me. I know I got hyacinth and tulips. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, and I put some of those in front of all of the garden beds, and that was really pretty this spring. And I thought, since the catnip get really pretty, and I love purple anyways, I put some in front of all of the garden beds, and hopefully they'll get all big and pretty, and I just think it would kind of look good with like uniformity and stuff. So that's what we did there. And again, I had some old seeds and planted cucumbers. Only 2 of them came up, even though I planted handfuls of them. So I got more at the store, and those are coming up pretty good. So that's good. And then I planted a bunch of the red noodle beans, and then the only one that I had come up was this one. And I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about the red noodle beans because you can't can them like other beans, and I don't know, they're very different than green beans to me. So my family's really not the biggest fans of them. But another thing is they are always susceptible to aphids, and whenever you have aphids, the ants like to come in and kind of like milk them, I guess is what it's called, I think. And yeah, it's crazy. So they are always covered with that, because you can see these other beans. These are Kentucky Wonder pole beans, and they are not having that issue. So that's something to consider with the yard-long noodle beans, that they do have issues with that. And let's see, I know I planted some pumpkins here too. There was a packet that had like orange ones and white ones, but I think this is just mainly that really big one that just volunteered itself. And then we'll start over here. I had radishes or turnips, one or the other here, and they are done going to seed. But I was trying to plant things that way hopefully the weeds wouldn't be that bad, and it has helped a little bit. But yeah, we're still having a lot of issues with weeds. I had to do a lot of weeding the other day. And these ones, I believe I planted beans in front of the tomatoes here. I think these are the Cherokee Wax, and I did like a really big section, like probably to here or so, like I don't know, like a 3-foot section from Dollar Tree seeds, and like half of them grew. And then I did another variety here and I got like 1 or 2, and another variety here and I got 1 or 2, and another variety here of the Dollar Tree seeds and I like got 1 or 2. Now down here, that is understandable. I planted some really old ones that were from like 2018, and those didn't come up. But I did have some rattlesnake pole beans. I did have my peas all the way down this strip here, and I did have that there. And then I thought, well, during the summer it'd be nice to have something growing up that, so I had some rattlesnake pole beans from 2018, and those ones ended up doing good too. And something else new that I did this year, as you can tell, like the weeds are really bad because this is kind of like a border with the yard, and we have horrible weeds. So what I did was I took a bunch of comfrey plants. I'm sure you can see the big leaves. That's comfrey, and I'm going to plant that there and see how that works. That kind of works as a good rain barrier. So here I completely went over the tomatoes. Here I have several of the San Marzano tomatoes. It's starting to rain a little bit, but that'll be okay. And then we have the Tachi tomatoes, and I like to get these seeds from Haas at the end of the year whenever they have their like half price sale. And then these ones down here are Shelby's, and I did have a few that didn't make it. Like you can see a few that the cages will be empty, and that's something new I'm doing different this year too. Last year I had a fence that went all the way down, where that would have been really good with the peas because the peas just turned into like a mangled mess, and they were hard to harvest. They didn't produce as much, and that wasn't a good idea. They work great on the arbor though, so I think for growing peas, that is definitely the way to go. We'll see how the pole beans turn out. But I did do that different, but the cages so far have been great, especially for our like all the big slicer tomatoes. So I did have peas here, and I got all of those taken down. And we did have lots of pretty sunflowers. They're kind of at the end of their life, and I'm sorry I didn't get a video out whenever they were like that. I'll try and insert some pictures because they were so pretty, but life has just been crazy, and I'm doing the best that I can here. And these are our slicer tomatoes. I know I've got some of, I think these are the Better Boy is what those ones are. We have more sunflowers that the birds planted. And here, I think these may be my new favorite beans. These are so pretty. I think they're called Royal Burgundy. I'll check whenever I get to the end. That's where the tag is. But the purple on them, they like make me love them so much, just like the peas. So I think I'm going to really like those. Hopefully they'll be good and everything. But just for the beauty factor, I am really loving that. And then we also have beets here, and it's really working well to just plant it out really densely, and I'm not having nearly as much issues with weeds. So I also have pineapple in here. I'm trying to remember. I know down at the very end I have Jubilee, and oh yeah, there was one called Mammy Brown's, and that's all I can remember at the minute, or right this minute. But these are supposed to get, I think they said like 2 to 3 feet, and you can see hopefully you can see all of the blooms on those, and they'll make beans and be pretty. I'm so excited to see what the beans look like. And let's see. I forgot this side. This is our huge catnip plant. It is so big, and in fact there is like a wildcat that's around here, and it likes to come and get in the middle of it. And I think that's part of the reason why it's gotten so big, is because it'll come and lay in the middle of it. It's so funny. But yeah, we need to address this. It's starting to need some assistance here, so we'll do a little bit of maintenance. You can't hardly ever go into the garden without doing something. I may have to come back because it's giving me trouble. There we go. And then we'll just grow it up the arbor. I think that will be cool. Okay, so here we have more tomatoes, and whenever I took out the peas, some of these did not stay whenever I tried to put them there, so I need to go get string and stuff. I may need to do that before the storm gets here. But I've got more sun golds. I've got Snow Whites. I've got Riesentraub. I'm trying to remember what else. Look at that. The Malabar spinach held that one up too. That is like so handy. that is really cool. So I have to remember that. And it's maybe a really good thing that they're just spreading, because like I said, I had them all on this arbor here, and now it's even on this side too, I'm realizing. So that's really cool. If you didn't know, Malabar spinach is like kind of like a green or spinach substitute, but it is it's kind of like rubbery, and it also has like that, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like how okra is, the mucilaginous kind of stuff. It is like that. So if that bothers you, then you may not like it, but it grows really well in the summertime. And let's see, we have some basil in here, also have sweet potatoes. I forgot about that. And yeah, this bed is our sweet potato and pepper bed, and my peppers did not do the best this year. These are kind of the smaller ones. I do have a few store-bought ones, and they already have peppers on them, but they're really tiny comparatively. Here's more of ones that we grew. Some of them did better and some of them didn't. Our favorite variety is the gypsy peppers, and they are really starting to put on. It'll be time for a harvest video before you know it. And our sweet potatoes are looking really good. We got the white sweet potatoes and the Beauregards, so that's nice. They're doing good. And I usually always do these in the cages, and they're just so easy to all you gotta do is, like, when you walk through, just move them in to make sure they're in the cage a little bit, and they work really good. So I'm really happy about that. I'm loving that with the tomatoes, but they are really starting to put on there. I'm excited about that. It'll be time for peppers in no time. And since our peppers didn't do so good, we did buy a few different varieties. This one's like the Big Bertha, the Tricked You. I still haven't got seeds for that. I needed to do that for years and have not done that. Let's see, we had Pimento and Better Bell. Those are some of the better varieties, I believe, that we've tried. And then here is our potato bed, and they are doing so good. I know they probably need to be healed up a little bit more, but we're probably going to be harvesting them in the next week or two. And yeah, this is what they're looking like. You can see potatoes in there, and I took a bunch of soil when I was like cleaning up compost areas, and I threw a bunch of soil on here too, so that's good. But you can see the tomatoes. I know they're kind of probably going to be green because they have the sun on them, but we'll just kind of not use those parts, I guess, is what we'll do. And then I also put comfrey down here too, and that's working pretty good so far to help with the weeds. And I think that's pretty much it for the main vegetable area. And then I guess I could show over here what this is the elderberry. This one has really grown a lot this year, and I cut a bunch off of it because it was just coming out like this so far. But yeah, there is a lot of elderberries on here, and the birds absolutely love this plant. So we have that. I have chocolate mint in here. I have some sedum. I bought new an echinacea, and then a canna back there, and then that is some mint. I believe this is the apple mint that has grown over from over here. And I have calendula. I need to put a picture in here of how pretty this was earlier this year. I have struggled with calendula and only been able to grow it a few times, but it is so pretty. And then I put some petunias in there. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. We have comfrey, and then I know it's a weedy mess. I really did not get to any of this. This is the mojito mint, and we have a banana tree in there somewhere in the jungle. And there's also some elephant ears in there, and like I said, I really need to get to that, but life's just been crazy and I'm just doing what I can do. But this is more of our like berry area, I guess, kind of fruit area. I have been trying and experimenting with comfrey to kill out the weeds, and it really does work. Like, I have to keep the pathway here, but it really has made a big difference. I'm really happy with that. We'll see how the fruit grows through everything and if we have an issue or anything like that. But these are some blackberries that they really haven't done very good. I just dug them up and was kind of careless with them, and they're not doing the best, but I think that maybe if we give them a few years, they'll do better. Let's see. So I was trying to remember. Yeah, this is a Freedom Blackberry. I have some of these labeled. There is some grapes right there. I'm pretty sure those are more like wine grapes. And this one was a table grape. I think it was Mars. Yeah, that's what it says. Mars table grape. I don't think it has grapes on it though. And then I know it's a weedy mess. Sorry. If you probably wouldn't believe it if I told you that I did weed all this not too horribly long ago, but it's already a mess. That is some red raspberries down there and another grape. And then I have also, I was starting to plant a few flowers. I was trying to remember where it was. And then I planted flowers. I moved some of the yarrow in here, and I went through and put tons of little comfrey plants. Like, that's a smaller one. That's a smaller one. And this is like our blueberry area, but they're all really small. But if they can get going, they do really good. So I put a whole bunch more in of ones that just didn't take. I probably just had like root cuttings and not like crowns with them whenever I planted them. So we'll come and look. Oh, I see there is blackberries that the birds, the bad thing, yeah, the birds have been getting them. That is the negative. But I think a few of them have made it. The little comfrey there is covering that one, so I may snag me a few of those before I go in. And these ones are awesome. They are so long. Actually, there's quite a few I can get. That's awesome. And there's another blueberry there. I'm trying to remember. This one is loaded. I need to come around here and show you. Like, these few are really good. Sorry about the truck here. I'm trying to remember. I think this one is the Prime Arc Freedom. They aren't super long, and these ones are, hang on. Okay, busy road. These ones are, I believe, Ponca, and they're supposed to be like one of the sweetest varieties. So those are like really loaded. Like, they have so many on them. And we'll just go around this way and get to the others. Let's see. I know there was some blueberries in here too that are really tiny and trying to make it. But this one is called a Sweetie Pie, and it goes like, first of all, it is like super loaded, even though it's like falling over, and it even goes over into here. So it is like a massive producer, and it's really good. They're not nearly as good as the Poncas though. Like, to me, those are the best. And we have more blueberries. Our blueberries aren't doing as good this year. I think it might be because we had such a cold and wet spring. Maybe that's what it is. Oh yeah, and I worked so hard and had this thing completely full with water, but we got so much rain that it just like sunk down into the ground, and then whenever it did, it dented it and fell over all this. So luckily I don't think I had anything here but like comfrey and hibiscus, so it wasn't like completely tragic or anything. But yeah, hopefully, I'm glad it didn't get one of these more expensive big blueberry bushes that we have here, because those were a lot more expensive. But yeah, I have a few blueberries there, and there, and the yarrow is so pretty, and these will be really pretty with the hibiscus too. So that's pretty much it for the fruit area. I did plant flowers all through here. It looks like some of them are coming up. So that's pretty much what we have there. And believe it or not, it was cleaner. But, you know, I can only do so much. Like, I'm the main one that does it, and I can only do so much, especially with life and everything. So I do the best that I can. this poor plum, I had always wanted a Santa Rosa plum, and this poor thing did make it last year, so hopefully it'll do better this year. But yeah, it is struggling. We have so many pears this year. I don't know if you can see them. The red pears. There are so many. This thing is loaded. I don't know if we'll get any. It seems that the critters always get it before we do, but hopefully we will get them. I don't know if they're ready. They're still like really hard, like super hard, even though they're turning red. So I don't know. I'm kind of not sure, but it does have a lot on them. Like if you just keep looking up there, there's more and more and more. And this peach tree is pretty much a goner. So we don't have that one. We only have this one. It's not doing the best, and I think I'm giving up on peaches because they are so hard, and they need so much. Like they have so much pests and disease and things like that it's a lot of work. So I think I may be giving up on those. And we do have a few apples. Hopefully you can see them. It's really hard because they are like almost the exact same size as or color as the leaves, but we do have those. And this tree is getting so massive. It's been, I don't know, 5-6 years, and it is such a big tree. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And we did have the one tree here, but it didn't make it, so that one's gone. And let's see, I was gonna show this little pear tree. I believe we got this one last year, I think last year or the year before, but look how massive these pears are. They are so massive, and it is like falling over from the weight. There is so much on it, so I'm really proud of this little thing. It is really producing well, and I'm really curious to see if we get any of those too. So that'll be nice. There's another little one right there too, and another one. The more you keep looking, the more you find. But yeah, that's great. And we also have comfrey underneath almost all of the fruit trees because that just works really well. Okay, I was saying that I need to make a video about all of the benefits of comfrey because there are a lot of them. And I know that we did have just a few apples on here. Robert had found them the other day, and of course I can't find them. But this is a Honeycrisp apple here. And we have all kinds of different herbs in these beds. This is our main lemon balm bed. And I have lots of zinnias planted here. I think that's so pretty. These beds are like kind of wild chaos beds that I just threw a bunch of really old seeds. There are squashes and melons and beans, and I've tried corn twice and still don't have corn yet. But yeah, I just planted whatever I had, old seeds. I was really like trying to get rid of stuff and just use it up and see what grows, and just trying to free up space, I guess, and get rid of old seeds. And then here I had originally planted cow peas, the like pink cow peas, or maybe they're called cream or something like that, like pink cream, maybe something like that. And I planted them originally, and they're these bigger ones. And I found in the shed bottle of like sprout mix that was the mung beans, and I threw those out here too, and that's what all of these are. So those both are really good, so that'll be nice, and that'll like really get that bed nice and lots of nitrogen and stuff into the bed. We also have a few roses. They were really pretty this year, and they just keep on coming. Let's see, this is a sweet mint here, and then we'll move on over. This is Robert's little alfalfa patch, and it is so pretty with the flowers. It's the same thing like the mung beans. They were just the seeds that you make sprouts with, and we just threw it here where this area that we had, and they are doing so good. They survived the winter, which was shocking. I didn't know they would do that, and they just have the prettiest flowers with the purple. I love it. It's so pretty. And let's see, my lemon balm is overtaking things. It is a really cool herb because it like produces a lot and stuff, but I'm almost regretful for planting it because I mean it just reseeds itself everywhere. And this is a poor elderberry that is struggling for its life. Maybe it will make it. I have a few strawberries here. I don't think I did much other than the sage in that tub. Like I said, it's been crazy, but I wanted to show how pretty. Oh, hello bee. I wanted to show how pretty the butterfly bush is. It is so beautiful. I love it so much. It's doing really, really good this year. Last year it really struggled, but it is so pretty this year. And I was also gonna say about this elderberry, I forgot to say that it is so big this year. We have like this big rain barrel and you can like hardly even see it. It's so massive. So that's really cool. But I think that is pretty much everything. It's a good and bad mess and weeds, but it's still pretty. But I thought that would be really cool to show, and I just love it so much. Oh, there's the woodpecker, mama woodpecker there. They must have lots of babies, and we got little bitty titmice babies, and we've had so many birds this year, especially orioles, and those are my favorite. Oh, she heard us and we scared her. But yeah, I was just gonna show how pretty it was, and I'll have to add in pictures too. Hopefully I can do that. I am now the editor and I am learning, and so if there are mistakes in videos, I just know that I am trying. This is a learning process. But yeah, I just thought it was so pretty, especially the flower garden. It is like really coming along, and that's like, I would suggest if you're doing like flowers and stuff, especially, to go with perennials and just give it a few years, and it will just be big and lush and pretty and amazing. So I was walking around the garden today and I could not believe how many of these hibiscus flowers had bloomed. They are so pretty. We grew a bunch of these from seed, I think 2 years ago. These ones here are my absolute favorite, with the white and the burgundy. They are just so stunning. And I'll show what else we got. We got the squash or pumpkin, I think it's a pumpkin, flowers opened up this morning too. They're so pretty. And we have some sunflowers still blooming. But look at our flower garden. Look at all of these hibiscus. There's so many different colors and they're so pretty. I need to get some red ones too to add in, and that would just add even more color to it. So I thought that was so pretty. Let's see, we'll come down here and see if there's anything else that's bloomed. But there's just so many. I think this is the most that we've had. Our Shasta daisy is still doing amazing. There's echinacea, there's more hibiscus, and most of these sunflowers, the perennial sunflowers, haven't bloomed yet. They're kind of a later on in the summer. Yesterday was the first day of summer, but they are so pretty, and this is like one of my favorite zinnias, that color there with the kind of orange on the outside and the pink on the inside. And we even got some hibiscus down here, and here's what the perennial sunflowers look like whenever they are blooming. These ones down here are, but that's what we have here. Oh, there's even more of the white ones off back in there too. So it is so pretty. I'm loving this flower garden this year. It is really taking off. But I just thought I would share how beautiful everything is with the flowers in the morning, first thing in the morning. And thank y'all all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.